Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Three on a Third, hosted by Wonder and Dream of 555 here on YouTube. Everyone that's participating will be in the description box below. Click on it and see what else they have created. I believe that this is a open collab. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's an open collab. So the people in the description box may be have done the video this month and they may not have been. Open collabs me, you can come and go as you please. I do want to say that I am doing a voiceover because my recording did not save on the video. So let's see how this is going to work out. So right here, we're starting off with our image. This image is the deer that I used from one of our July, Christmas in July videos. And I thought it would be really cool to go ahead and finish this up. Like I want to start finishing up projects that I start and then it's sitting around collecting dust and it's sitting there wondering, when am I going to get used again? When am I going to get used again? So anyway, here we are. I have colored all of the images. I colored three images and now we're going to color this one image together. So that was the first one that I did. And then I was like, you know what? I like blue. We're going to try this blue and gold. And then I did this other one in red and green. I use a lot of marker. The red berries are markers and also the red on the trees are markers. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're coloring the pink, the deer ears pink. And I just talked the whole way through this. I think what I'll do is talk again. So I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, I think I was talking about school. School starts back next week. I'm so excited about that. Um, Next week, school starts back. Now, our school doesn't have school buses, so we have to drop our kids off every day, drop them off and pick them up. And that's the only thing that I'm regretful of. When I was a little kid, I used to walk to school, but people didn't drive as crazy as they do now. And I was way, 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 way more responsible at 7 than my little guy is at 7. So, things do change, people change, time changes. And then it's just crazy. I remember going to school and just having a blast. I enjoy school a lot, so very, very much. And then I don't know if my son is ready for this, but second grade I feel is going to be a little bit harder than first grade because kindergarten, kind of prepares you. First grade introduces you, and second grade kind of shows you. And I remember one time when I was in school, I think I was in the third grade, maybe second or third grade, and we were learning math, like 25 plus 72 equals what? And so the 25 and the 2 is 5 plus 2, but I think it was like a 23 and a 29. And so 9 and 3 I had added up. And I had put the whole number of that number at the bottom, and then I went to the next column. So I had did all my ones and put the ones instead of carrying over. I think we were working on carrying over either remainders. It was either addition or multiplication, excuse me, addition or subtraction problem. And my mom was like, "That's not right," because she used to check my homework. And I was like, "Yes, it is. This is what the teacher taught us today." She said, "No, that's not how you do math." And of course, I think that I've probably said some of the same thing to my kiddo that my mom has said to me in the past about, living. I'm pointing to the mat because I'm saying that it's some trash or something underneath the mat, and it's time for me to change the mat over because it's getting indentions on there. So it's time for me to change our little scrap paper. And then I'm just talking about the colors that I've used. I did some markers and I want to just change it and do some greens. I don't know why my sound chose not to work, but it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and color this little deer up. And I think we're going to just kind of speed through it a little bit. So we're just back and we're just coloring up a lot of the poinsettias and holly around it. We've already put our dots on. And I chose to go with a lighter green and then I wanted it to be darker green because the green and red with the deer just looks so nice, very nice with it. And I enjoyed this image so very much. It was very fun to do. I think I'll probably do more images. I bought this coloring book. I bought like a bundle of coloring books. And so I was like, let me pull up some Christmas images, some that could be fun to do, for the Christmas in July and just in regular. So here I am just looking at the grid. I do have my gold jelly roll pen. I've put a few of those down and I'm just going over. You can't see anything but my fat hand, right? But I'm a lefty, so you know, it is going to be kind of an awkward thing, and I have to pay more attention to that in the future. And here I'm telling you about on the side of the flowers behind the big bush of holly. It's little holly, and I took the gray and I colored it on the other image to the left, and it didn't work out great. And I'm saying I'm using this brown. I thought it was a brown from Hobby Lobby, the fine touch one, but it wasn't. It was a crazy art or crazy art coloring pencil, and I'm checking out, of course, always on the fly swatching. So I decided to use that one. And surprisingly, this brown is creamier than I remember it. And probably because I was just doing it lightly because, the deer fur or hair, what is it, hair, fur? It looks so soft in this picture. The artist or however they got this image, it just looks so pretty. I don't know if I can say someone drew it or not because, a lot of people have been taking like still pictures and making them look like artwork. And I know it's a few apps that you can take a picture and turn it into like a drawing. So I don't know if that's what was done or if someone actually drew it. But I like this deer a lot. It's very, very pretty. It looks so cute, and look at the little doe eyes. I didn't highlight those or put any gel color or clear color over to give it more gloss or more like, oh my goodness, look how cute I am. I just left it like it was because it was already cute enough. And so I'm just coloring and I'm just going in a little bit deeper with that color now that I realize that it's a little bit creamier. I didn't get that experience with all of the fine touch color pencils, but this one I did get a more creamy color from it and more pigmented. All right, so now here we are. We're going to start working on our cards. And I'm taking a prefabricated card base, already done card. I've cut up the paper and I got this ribbon. This ribbon came from Michael's. It was $1 on clearance. I don't know when I got it, a few months ago. And I pulled out this ribbon, and the ribbon is wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. Now, if you are a professional crafter, you probably take out your steamer and bump out those wrinkles. I just took some tape, put one on one side, another side, and cut us a little strip. And we went on about our business. It wasn't that serious for me. It straightens out at the end. I remember I used to work at Blockbuster and my clothes would be wrinkled sometime. My aunt used to be like, "You going to a wrinkle party?" And I'm like, I'm riding a city bus from here 30, 40 minutes to the spot where I have to go to work at. The wrinkles would be out by the time I get to work. And she used to always make me take my clothes off and she'd iron them for me. I miss her. So we go ahead and cut this right here and we're going to place this down. And I'm just saying how wrinkled it is. It's very wrinkled. Look at it. It has a lot of creases. Very, very creased. But I took this card, this paper, it's a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I cut it down to match the card front size, which is 4.5, excuse me, 4.25 by 5.5. And right here, I'm just telling you, you don't really need to worry. We're going to put this little tape right here. We got this image. See, we got that. Now we're just going to cut it, turn it over, and we're going to stretch a little bit. And it looks like it's working, yeah. So we're going to take this strip of tape off and we're going to just pull it a little taut and we're going to check it out and see how it looks. And look, we almost got it straight. Almost got it straight. Mm-mm-mm. We're going to try this one more time. We're going to look at the card now because that's what we should have did in the first place. And look at that. Voila. It is almost straight again. But craft straight is what I say. So we're going to go with it. And now we're just going to glue this down with some wet glue, this Aleene's glue, and we're going to put it on top. Don't worry about that being wrinkled. We got this. It's going to unwrinkle in a few seconds. Watch. It's going to be like magic. All right, so we're just gluing it down. Make sure you glue, even if you use ribbon and you have tape, make sure you glue that down because you want that adhesive to adhere on both sides of the paper, not just the paper that you're gluing it on, but also the side that you're actually putting it on too. So now we got it on one side, we're getting it real good. I do enjoy Aleene's glue. I pay for it with my own money. I don't have any sponsorships or nothing. So I know I probably talk about that particular brand a lot. It's very inexpensive and it does a great job. So it's very good for crafters, beginning and seasoned crafters. I feel like I'm somewhere closer to beginning than seasoned. So now we're just making sure we put it on the edge where the black lines are, because it is a card that does not match our aesthetic, but it's a card base and that's all we need. So now we're going to burnish this in, and we're just going to rub out all that glue. We're going to smear that glue down really, really well and make sure that the glue is rubbed in extremely well. So we're just going to stroke out that glue from one side, and then we're going to do the next. And then, I'm trying to rub some other wrinkle out. And does it work is the question. So now I'm telling you that the line is straight. Don't worry about it too much. It's semi-straight. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut that little bit of sliver right there on the edge off because it's bugging me. And there we go. You see it's slightly crooked, but the ribbon is crooked. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on there. Again, you want whatever you're gluing to adhere to it. Now we're going to take our second layer and we're going to just put all the glue all over that too, because we like glue. I feel much more safe with tacky glue because it doesn't dry as quick. You can put it down and you can adjust it as needed. Sometimes you may feel like it's not doing its job, but it's doing its job. It doesn't dry as fast. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So now we're going to put this on top of here and watch the wrinkles. I put my finger in the glue. Um, the wrinkles, you can't see the wrinkles, can you? You cannot see the wrinkles at all. Look at that. It's a little bit over. We're going to just adjust it a little bit. And now look. What are wrinkles at? Who wrinkle party? All right, so now we're going to burnish this down. Now, I tell you, I went a little bit too rough on that edge right there. You see me trying to smooth out that little tear in the card. And I even make mention of it in the video that I should have been more careful with that because I did tear the card. You can't really tell, and I say I don't have a sentiment, and I'll probably put a sentiment on top. Now I'm telling you, I really like this card. I really wanted to use it, but it does not fit the aesthetics of blue. The blue doesn't fit the aesthetics of the green and red that we have going, so we do choose to use the green and red to go on there. And now we're just going to go ahead and glue this down as well. And we're almost finished with this card. This was very, very fun. I do apologize again for the voiceover. I do hope that it's not too annoying. And so now what I tell you is I had to cut the black lines off of the white card for the deer. And if I had been thinking, I could have used the black lines and put a little sliver of white and used a black card base. But I was so happy with the green and red and how it was looking that I was like, nah, we're going to just cut the black line off. Of course, we have this image saved to our computer, so we can use it multiple times. We can go a whole different aesthetic if we want to. We're just adjusting this a little bit to make sure that it looks good. And we're going to go ahead and burnish it down once more because now we need that glue to adhere. And look at it. That deer is so pretty. And right there, I'm telling you about the line that I screwed up on. And I may put a little joy sentiment right there so it covers it up so you can't see it. If you're making a card that's not perfect, if you make a mistake, then that's when it's perfect. Nothing ever handcrafted